welcome to little FGH After Dark. We've got a couple things to talk to you about tonight. The LA riots are going crazy. I put out a possible LA Rams, LA Chargers Super Bowl with some really good odds about a month ago on our Patreon page. That's floating down there on the bottom. The people of LA are going crazy. They're celebrating way too early. You can't riot and celebrate a Super Bowl that hasn't happened. So we'll discuss a little bit of that. And of course, the Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh debate just continues to be a hot topic. So we'll touch a little bit more on that. But before you go anywhere, if you know anybody who loves football, who bets on football, please share it with them. If it's not you, that's fine. Nobody's perfect. You know, you don't like football, you don't like to bet on football. That's a problem. You know, like it's if you're a female and you don't like those two things, nobody wants to date you. If you're a dude and you don't like those two things, nobody wants to be friends with you. I'm just saying. Maybe they won't say that out loud. They're thinking it for both of you. So get with the program, watch football, bet on football, and if you don't particularly like to do those things, at least share it with someone who does. Help them make some money this football season, because if they do bet on football, they probably suck at it. So send them to FGH so that we can make them money and bust up those bookies this football season, which is coming up real quick. We only got, it's less than 3 months until college football kicks off. So it's coming quick. So get over there to the Patreon page, patreon.com/bet_FGH, and let's rock and roll and get ready for the season. So, oh God, in LA, we have got some things happening in LA. So let's pot up this real quick and let's get into it. Let's just get right into it. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's just have at it. Let's get this. Let's play at least. Let's get it moving. All right. So what we have here, all these people. Look, the good people of LA, they're blocking traffic. Look, we got National Guard called out because you're celebrating the Super Bowl that hasn't even happened yet. Look, I get it. You're excited. The Chargers are going to go to the Super Bowl finally. The Rams are going to go, back to the Super Bowl. One last shot for Stafford to claim his Hall of Fame career and just put a fucking stamp on it. I get you're excited, but this is too soon. It's June. We haven't even started the season yet, and you're already celebrating, the Super Bowl, and you're blocking freeways. It's just too early, guys. I know that things happen fast in California. Way too soon for all that. So let's just calm it down. We don't like now. We're going to we're going to the stations where the police are. We're going to federal buildings. What is this lady doing? She's holding some sort of alternate LA Chargers or LA Rams flag. I've never seen that red, white, and green flag for the Chargers or the Rams. So maybe they're busting out some alternative uniforms that I don't know about. Not real sure there. I would just go with just use the normal Chargers and Rams flags if you're gonna get out there and celebrate the future Super Bowl for those two teams. So, oh my God, you don't shoot the good Chargers and Rams fans with the water. That's just see, this is what happens when you celebrate too. Oh my God, that's coming out. That's holy water right there. That's Jesus water coming down on all the Rams and Chargers fans. Like you're bless you. You're going to the Super Bowl in 2025. I get it, but this is what happens when you celebrate too early. You just can't get out there and do these things too early. I get the excitement. Oh man, they are just fucking blasting those football fans with the water. So again, it's okay to love your team. It's okay to support your team. It's even okay to celebrate and burn some cars if your team wins the Super Bowl. But you gotta wait until they do it. You can't get out there in June blocking traffic, going to federal buildings, setting things on fire, and getting hosed down like it's the 1960s when your team hasn't even fucking won yet. So let's get with the LA. Let's slow down. Look, I've got rosters pulled up right here. This is time stamped at our Patreon page. May 13th, I put out Super Bowl odds for the Rams and the Chargers. LA Rams plus 2,600 to win the Super Bowl. LA Chargers plus 3,000 to win the Super Bowl. Now, if you package those two things together, say it's going to be all LA Super Bowl. I didn't write that down. I should have looked it up. It's got to be plus 10,000. Okay, you're talking major winnings And the good people of LA, bless their heart, they just can't help themselves. They're counting their money already. They're already spending it. And it's I get it. Like, it's exciting. You're finally going to have the all LA Super Bowl, but we got to slow it down. Now, as far as the actual teams go, I'm my FGH business partner, Bocephus, he's not as high on the LA Rams as I am. I can't remember his take on the Chargers. I'll have to, maybe he'll jump in on the comments and clarify. But I know that he's not as high on the Rams as I was, and it has a lot to do with just the uptick for the defense that I believe in. I think that the defense is the young defense that they've been building is going to take another step. And I'm just a huge believer in Stafford and in that head coach. They've already won one Super Bowl, and man, just the addition of Devontae Adams to go along with Puka Nacua. If Adams can be what Kupp should have been if he was like still in his prime, and I think that combination between two players, assuming Adams is still in his prime, he might be coming out of it, but with a polished and timing quarterback like Matt Stafford, I think you're going to get the best out of him, and just him and Puka. And they've been building that offensive line, solidifying it. If they stay healthy there, they're going to be just fine. They're fine in the backfield. They drafted Terrence Ferguson, the tight end out of Oregon, who I really liked. And he's in the mix with people like Tyler Higbee, who's fine. Colby Parkinson, fine. More of a blocking tight end. But if they can get some functionality from Ferguson over the middle and use his size, and the offense is ready to hum. And like I said, the defense, they didn't add anybody that's going to like knock your socks off, like, oh, this player's going to take them over the edge. However, they are one of the teams that's one of the leaders in the clubhouse to go get either Jalen Ramsey or recently released Jair Alexander. So let's see how that plays out. If they get a player like that to add to this young defense, I really like what the Chargers are doing. The Rams are doing. Now let's jump over here to the Chargers, and the Chargers is more of a obviously their odds are longer, because they're not quite on the level of the Rams, and certainly haven't shown that they can win it all like the Rams. But we're talking second year Harbaugh here. Okay, that's when the magic starts to happen for Harbaugh everywhere he goes. Justin Herbert, I'm a fan of him. You start giving him weapons and protection and building that running game to go along with what he can do. And he doesn't need to be a quarterback that throws the ball 9 million times in a game. He can do it. It's great. It's great to have in your back pocket if you need it. You're down by 20, 30 points. Hey, Justin, cut it loose. Maybe we come back and pull a miracle. Maybe we don't. But I like the way that this team is being built around the running game, the offensive line, and defense. Now, not gonna lie, there's a reason they're long shots. Okay, these aren't the two favorites to go to the Super Bowl, not by a long shot. But that's why you're getting good odds. And I like the fact that Khalil Mack came on a friendly deal. I like the fact that they added some pieces, nothing that stands out. But we saw the Washington Redskins, and yes, we still call them Redskins, last year take a team that had some dudes, just kind of dudes on defense, and molded it into good enough to go to the NFC Championship game. So do I think that this defense has the parts and the pieces that can be good enough to get to the championship game and maybe sneak into the Super Bowl? Of course I do, and that's why I'm taking them. A little sneaky addition here was St. Juice, Benjamin St. Juice, who actually came from that Washington Redskins team. Overall has been underwhelming in his career, but has started a shit ton of games, never been great, always okay. Maybe a new spot, we love the coach that came, the defensive mind that came from Michigan with Harbaugh. We love him. So look, they're long shots for a reason, but that's why they pay so much. And to the good people of LA, burning down your city, you're early. You're just calm down. They probably all went to the Patreon page, patreon.com/bet_FGH. They're like, oh my God, Longhorn, he put it out. It's going to happen. So they're just excited. That's all. So cut them a break and and let's watch and see what happens if it's an all LA Super Bowl in 2025/2026. But now let's transition to, my God, we have to go to, how do I get this? Let's remove that. And let's stop sharing that. And let's get over here to Mr. Aaron Rodgers and talk about him, because this has continuously been a polarizing, comment driving situation with Aaron in Pittsburgh, and I'm here for it, because there's nothing more I like than content, and that's what we're here to do. I've got a little, B-roll of Aaron and some of his highlights. I don't know if they're going to use all. Are they going to use all the Jets highlights here? That'd be cool if they did, because that was the most recent. The argument here that I'm having is Aaron still, above average, or is he below average? And some people are coming in on comments saying, some of them are not being very genuine in their arguments. If I'm being honest, I don't like throwing commenters under the bus, but some of them have their facts a little wrong. Some of them have the years a little bit wrong, and some of them have the accolades a little bit wrong on the years. But point taken, that if you just look at the stats from last year and just throw up numbers and just throw up his numbers and Josh Allen's numbers, they're very similar. Okay. But stats lie. We all know that stats lie. And if you watch the damn games, you saw a Aaron Rodgers who still protected the shit out of the ball, because that's what he's always done. This dude is allergic to interceptions. And that sounds like a really good thing. And it is. It is a good thing. As long as it's not at the expense of you making big plays. And the big plays is what we didn't see last year. He nickeled and dime, accumulated stats. And at the end of the season, it's going to look good because he didn't have the turnovers and he accumulated some touchdowns and some passing yards. But man, just if you watch the games, yes, you saw glimpses of holy shit, that's that arm talent. And you're seeing it on the screen right now. You're seeing some of the arm talent that he's always had. The flick of the wrist, just off the back foot, and a little bit of that movement stuff right there that you just saw. Just not enough of it. Now, if I'm on the team, Aaron is going to be really good in Pittsburgh, then I would say he's going to be another year removed from that terrible Achilles injury. Maybe he was still held back from it last year. Maybe it was still affecting him, and maybe we'll see the full outside of structure Aaron Rodgers, who can make play with his legs and use that arm to make plays off structure. But I do have to tell you that he's another year older. He's approaching 40. I don't know his exact age. I think he's either 39 or 40. Doesn't matter. He's old as fuck. And I am in the camp of I need to see it to believe it. But here's another factor. Pittsburgh perennially overachieves. Like, you just can't pick this fucking team to go under. If you pick them to go under, you are just beating your head against a wall and constantly giving your money to the casino, who's like, thank you very much. I will take. You wanted Pittsburgh. You thought they would lose. Oh, you thought they were a bad team. Guess what? You forgot they have Mike Tomlin, who never, ever has a losing season. That's just what they do. And, Aaron Rodgers is going to be an upgrade at quarterback of what they had last year. So, how do you even go under on this team? And we're going to get this guy out the string because we don't give a fuck what he's saying. He's pimping something that we do not give a shit about. So remove that. So long story short, I'm torn on this because I might not bet the over on Pittsburgh, but I'm not going to be on the under, which means I'm kind of buying into Aaron Rodgers. And if I'm buying into Aaron Rodgers a little bit, I guess that means I'm kind of agree with you commenters who are saying, like, look, he's going to be good. He's coming off MVP not that long ago, which it was kind of a long time ago. But with that said, if you're whatever side you're on this Aaron Rodgers thing, shoot me your email. I'm going to get some people in on these live streams. We're going to have I'll get up to eight people on these live streams and pod you on, put your faces on the camera, and we can all talk shit about football, because that is what is fun to do during the football season. So Let's see. Oh, little sneaky signing that happened the other day that I like is Shaq Thompson went to the Buffalo Bills. It doesn't have the. Did you put the money on here? No, 1 year deal. When they don't put the money, that means it's veteran minimum. That means he's playing for fucking whatever the vet minimum is, which is I think 1.2 or 1.3 million dollars a year. I like that a lot because with the Buffalo Bills, they have such a good roster. Now they're just in this like you're adding depth, your insurance policies. If Matt Milano doesn't come back from his injury and can be the player he has been, Shaq Thompson, that dude has been a beast in the league before. Now he is older. He has been slowing down. But again, spot starter, injury, insurance policy. I just love my contenders that I'm high on. Chargers, Rams, Buffalo, teams like this. I want them filling spots and filling depth spots. And so I really like that for the Chargers. Or excuse me, for the Bills. And it's getting harder and harder for me to not lean into the Bills as the Super Bowl pick when we do our actual preseason predictions in August. Again, the LA Chargers, LA Rams, that was a May 13th prediction for the Super Bowl. So it's a long shot prediction. But we do our official ones in August we'll break down each division all the way through the playoffs, wild card teams, playoff teams, all the way to Super Bowl and Super Bowl winners. So I love what Bubble's doing, but I don't like what the stupid running back is doing. Like, and I go, we all love our money, we all want our money, and it's just part of the game. I get it, but man, and it's running back. Like they don't need practice anyway. So get the deal done. Get him paid enough where he'll just show up and still be a productive, electric running back that Buffalo needs because he was an absolute difference maker for them last year. So I look forward to that deal getting done so that I can go ahead and rubber stamp those Buffalo Bills to be in the Super Bowl, along with the long shot possibility of my Chargers and my Rams. So that's going to do it for me. For Bo Cephas, I am Longhorn. We are FGH. And no matter how you find us, when you think about betting on football, think FGH.